Good day to the citizens of Gauteng. It's Cindy Santlabati here at the ConstitutionHill by the Mandela and Gandhi Square. I'm with here producer Frida, who is the producer for a film we just watched called Homeland. And I just want to engage her on one specific question for the day. We've had a bit of a struggle in screening of this film, and maybe you could give some context into what happened behind that.
Hi, so my name is Ferdozi Bulbulia. I'm an independent filmmaker producer based in South Africa. The film Homeland, A Song for Refugees, is based on a song that Neil Solomon had written. And he wrote it during COVID when people were feeling really despondent and not sure about what's going to happen. He was thinking about, he's South African, but he's of Lebanese descent. And he was thinking about his grandparents because when they left Lebanon, there were two ships. One was going to South Africa and one was going to South America. They thought they were going to South America. In fact, they ended up going to South Africa. So for him, he was just wondering what that must have been like for them. Arriving, and he talks about it, arriving in South Africa at the border, and everything is strange. And so strange birds singing, which is what he talks about in the film. For us, it's a partnership with the Turquoise Harmony Institute, and the Turquoise Harmony Institute is part of the Hizmet movement. The reaction was from the Turkish embassy in South Africa, and there is tension between these two organizations. Okay. And so just before we were about to screen the film, we were told that there was no electricity, and then somebody said, no, it has to do with power. Mm-hmm. And there was a pun on the word power. Because it was the powers that be. Who's the power? What power? I'm saying black power. So we were quite surprised. And they said, no, that they just received a call from the powers that be. And they were told not to screen the film. And so I said, but I'm South African. The film has people like Sipho Hotsticks. It has Yvonne Chaka Chaka. It's a South African film. It's talking about Pan-Africanism in terms of storytelling and refugees. And yes, there is a link, of course, to the Turquoise Harmony Institute. They were part of the partnerships and producers of the film. And it's a bigger story around refugees. So I said, in South Africa, we toy. When there's a problem, we don't allow people to push us over. And more importantly, we're standing here at ConstitutionHill. This we know the importance of this institution and what it means. And as you said earlier, we're in the Gandhi Mandela Square. And we know the activism that came from Madiba and what he taught us. So our freedom is hard won. It's hard earned. If we look around here and we look at how people were treated in this prison, we cannot allow a repetition of being bullied and told that you can't tell a story that is an important one. So here we are at the ConstitutionHill. We had to go to another meeting, a different venue, actually at the women's jail, which again for me was quite a layered story. Think about it. So we're taken out of this room where the film festival is happening, go over to the women's jail, passing Winnie Mandela, Mama Mandela, remember, just think of that. So you're going into a space that is filled with history, filled with activism, a place where storytelling will not stop, where our mothers spoke to us about what our power is and what our voice is. And so in that space, we were explained that this is what happened, but that the ConstitutionHill had a conversation with their powers that be, and so this pun on power, and that yes, indeed, we will screen the film. So we came back into the venue, and the power was restored, and we could show the film, and there it was, we were seeing the film. So it was that conversation, but I think it's an important conversation for us for today, for yesterday, 21st March, if we talk about Human Rights Day, what that means for us as South Africans and our human rights. But we also know it's Sharpeville Day and what that meant. So sometimes we sanitize days. We change it, we make it softer. And it's a softer thing to say human rights than to say Sharpeville. But we know that 69 people were killed and they were shot in their backs. And we know that we cannot allow that to perpetuate. We also know that it is important for that story to be told.
Friede, thank you so much. I'm so excited that the film got to be shown. As the Gauteng Network will be also posting links to the online platform for anyone interested in watching the film. Let no voice be silent. Forward with the Homeland story, and let's tell the story of the refugee.
Viva, viva, viva.